Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Pretty Hands Mah Jongg readings. This reading will be for my air signs, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, for the week of June 3rd, 2019. Also our new moon forecast, that's actually new moon is today, June 3rd, 2019, and it is in Gemini. So yeah, last week's reading was crazy. It was about good karma coming, and I just had a birthday. I'm a Gemini sun, and whoa. And so last week's reading was crazy on point with all the 3 3s. What are the major things for my air signs for the week of June 3rd, 2019, please? So yeah, it just was like surreal. It was crazy. But I try not to insert myself into these readings, so that's why I didn't say nothing. And then we got all them threes. I'm like, oh my gosh, my 33rd birthday. Like, but yeah, so that's crazy. Let's see this week. Okay, a fourth card flew out. I'm gonna read it. Dang it. You know what's crazy? This carp is something else, because I had to do this video. I had to stop and start over, and the carp came up originally, and so I was like, okay, well, fine, whatever, and it came back. So that definitely is a message. So angel number 354, air signs, look that up, see if that resonates with you. First card we got 4 cards, so they got a lot to say. I'm gonna try to keep this brief. White. Again, that's 34 as well. So 34 you should look up too. White card is about blank slates. New moon, right? New beginnings. This is what I feel for this being the first card out of the gate. White is also very mystical, right? It can pertain to the heavens, angels, spirituality, heavy spirituality, especially since it's right next to the 3 bamboo toad. Right, so the toad is focused on its ambitions, it's dealing with its emotions, it has its water swirling around it, thinking about when to act. So the thing about this toad being next to this white card is that if you notice, the toad is looking behind him. He's looking behind himself. So he's delving into all of these emotions from his past, though. Maybe even childhood regression, stuff like that. You could be having dreams about stuff that happened to you in your childhood. You could be kind of going down memory lane right now during this new moon, air signs, particularly into emotionally charged relationships, right? Because we have the bamboo suit. Yeah, it's interesting too that we are in a 3-year universal year. June is 6th universal month, right? So, or 9 universal month, I'm sorry. So it's about endings and completions, all with this brand new moon. I feel like this is the end of emotional baggage. Like, you letting some stuff go, kind of clearing out spiritually. And look, again, we have the 5 bamboo lotus, another highly spiritual card. All of these cards are like the most spiritual cards of the deck. So it's heavy focuses on spirituality this week for this new moon, air signs. You have this baby, and she's vulnerable, and she's naked, and she's reaching out. So to me, she's reaching out toward the heavens, like accepting her abundance, accepting guidance, right? She's seeking guidance. Came out of the mud, out of the water. Look, her emotions. We have all this water and all these cards. Some of you could be dealing with the water sign or healing some stuff with the water signs. But she is willing to be vulnerable right now, right? Which makes sense if you think about it, because if you are doing work from you, if you're healing things from your childhood, or if you're going down memory lane, you are looking back to times, right? Look, he's looking back at when he was a child, when he was a baby. You're looking back at times of hurt and pain, and you're trying to heal that now. And look, evolution. This is about evolution. You got a baby, right? And then the baby transformed into an older man. So there's wisdom coming out of this new moon forecast. And look, all of these suits are bamboo. So this is a heavy emphasis on emotions, heavy emphasis on relationships. He is looking forward to what's happening. He's dealt with some stuff, right? The lotus came out of the mud, and he has dealt with some stuff. Remember the crow's feet around his eyes, and the carp, and he symbolizes wisdom and having gone through some stuff, and anxiety, and being freed up from depression, all of that. He's just sitting, like, meditating, like woosah, and just letting his abundance, letting things flow to him, letting information flow. But wisdom is coming out of this, y'all. A lot of spiritual things happening. So just make sure that you are in receptive mode. Okay, so let's clarify the toad card. We're gonna do it like this. Let the light stand alone. How about that? Okay, so 4 circles, jade. You're talking about them looking back, delving into your emotions. This is you working hard, right? Doing that, really trying to clear out the baggage, really trying to bring more balance into your life, right? Because 4 is the number of balance. So really trying to delve into self-worth issues that came up with, I think, the fire signs a couple weeks ago. Really digging into knowing your worth too, right? This is you getting raising your self-esteem, but also knowing your worth. 4, and then we have 13. Both of those are 4. So heavy emphasis on building a stable foundation, building a stable emotional state. Bam, that's it. Knowing who you are, being like, okay, I'm this, I'm that, like I'm royalty, I'm a goddess, I'm a god, like, and being firm in that. Like, can't nobody tell me nothing else. It is what it is. 1 circle pearl. Okay, so this came up originally too. So the pearl relationships based on money, but look, she's also reflecting. She's also dealing with emotional stuff, right? Because the full moon represents the pull on emotions, and sorry about that. So, but also wealth. So I like this because even though you have the pearl clarifying the toad, and we have the full moon in both of them, and we have all this water, all these emotions, I love the fact that with the pearl, the relationships that she's dealing with, right, are still based on money. So it still could be something that you're clearing out that will propel you to the next level in how you make money, in your career, in your business, things like that. If it's a romantic relationship, which I don't necessarily see right now, then of course it's still like, okay, how are we tying this into money? How are we tying this into money? This ain't just love, love, love. There has to be an ultimate goal. And then look, 6 wine, fire. So the fire card, distress, right? Burning things away. But for this, I feel like the fact that it's next to the pearl, I feel like these are all linked. Because look, sometimes in order for you to get to, like, okay, think about coal being turned into diamonds, and having to go under pressure, and precious stones, right? I don't think that this is a bad card in this reading. I think that this is more so about going through the pressure so that you can be refined, because that's how gems, and that's how even glass, right, beautiful things are created. Gold is smelted. It's yeah. So I feel like this is burning away parts of the pearl that no longer serve you, right? You're trying to kind of in a process of refining yourself, and the carp is above that, right? So he's just kind of taking in his downloads, right? Clearing out things that no longer serve, and getting to who he really is. And that requires heat and fire. Okay, let's clarify the lotus card. East, yep, I just said that. Focusing on yourself, right? So this baby, this reflection, this spirituality, this vulnerability, all of this is you. You're doing inner spiritual work. Heavy focuses, air sign, on doing inner spiritual work, right? And coming out of the shadows. Because look, the East card is about joy and happiness. East is a good direction. But look, we have the sun hiding behind this tiny little tree. You can't hide. Shining your light, really being radiant, and really just going for what you know you're worth. Look at this, right underneath the jade. You already know what you're worth. You're shining your light. You are refining yourself, right? You're doing all the work that's required to get jade to be, the beautiful, valuable mineral that it is. Next to the 8 circles, tiger. Talking about aggression. Talking about really being yourself. Really pushing through you, right? Being East and tiger. This is you being who you are. Almost like, I want to say without apology, but like combatively, right? Like you are fighting, like, this is who I am. I'm declaring who I am. Like, no more nonsense, right? Coming from out of the shadows. 9 bamboo willow. So about resilience, healing. All of these cards are about healing, right? Standing tall. What did I just say? Standing tall. This is who I am. Bouncing back. Even when you get pushed down, maybe in relationships, and with all the healing that you're doing, and the obstacles that you may come against, even that are internally, right? So the 8 also represents an authority figure. So you could have somebody kind of trying to get in your way while you're trying to focus on yourself, and they kind of trying to make it about them. Particularly Aries, let's be real. But anybody in an authority position in your life. Let's clarify the card. Win, please. Got that pearl again. You know when these cards start repeating. Okay, so ooh. Uh-oh. Come on, Win, please. Please, please. So okay. What did I just tell you? 6 bamboo water. We literally got all of the cards linked to emotions in the deck. That is crazy. And again, that's bamboo. So all these bamboo suits, focusing on relationships, focusing on your own spirituality, focusing on clearing childhood issues, focusing on shining light on childhood issues, focusing on how those issues factor into how you relate now, right? How those issues impact your relationships now as an adult, right? Water also has to do with travel, right? So kind of going back and forth. For some of you, yes, it could be literal travel, but I feel like this is 6, right? The number pertaining to like relationships and home life and things like that. This is like and beauty. 6 is like the number of cancers, I think. No, but really worried about really kind of focusing on the wind is being playful. Really focusing on your own, like I said, emotions, how emotions are handled in relationships. So 6 is about beauty, and it's about like I said, it's a number. It reminds me of like Cancer or Taurus, right? Like they love beauty, they love their Cancers are particularly, their water sign, they're emotional, but dealing with emotions in relationships, right? How they either help you or harm you or allow you to move, right? Moving through the emotions, moving through stagnant parts of yourself, or how you relate to yourself or other people in relationships that are kind of holding you back. Right underneath the East card, right? Your emotions and how you process things. Okay, and then we got one circle pearl again, right underneath the tiger. So again, we're clarifying the card, and he's focused on the next step, the next level, right? Both of these are, he's mature, she is extravagant, she has her wealth, she's reflecting on herself, he's reflecting on the environment around him. So I feel like with the pearl, you're bringing those two together, and trying to align those with your finances, right? Because she has everything. She has pearls at her feet. The problem is, I'm not sure that she knows this. I'm not sure that she knows that the pearl is right there. She's admiring the pearls around her neck. She has a moon in her reflection. She's admiring her own beauty, but she may not be aware of the fact that there's a pearl right at her feet. And that has come up before. A couple weeks ago, it was the answer is right before your eyes for air signs. So I feel like that there's an emphasis on that too, specifically if you want to make money. So another venture or project that could be lucrative for you could be right under your nose at your feet and you don't see it. Last card is the South. So success, achievement, joy, a culmination of things, right? 29 things coming together, there being a balance and an ending, a jubilant ending, right? Celebration, celebratory ending, like yes, you made it despite all of these things, right? Having to clear out things in order to get to your joy. So let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bamboo suits. So like I said, dealing with emotions and relationships for sure. I don't necessarily get romantic relationships here, y'all, to be honest, but it could be. I feel like this is how you relate to yourself, and as a result how you relate to other people based on what you were taught and what you learned during your childhood. Circle suits, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, so pretty even balance. Working hard, there's some elements of money here too, so I see you working on that, but it's just ancillary, right? It's not your main focus. The main focus is about healing relationships, healing how you relate to yourself, healing things from your past, from your childhood, acquiring wisdom and downloads during this new moon, and also knowing your worth, of course. and accepting the extravagance that's already at your feet. Yeah. Interesting. So we just launched right into spirituality. It's been a heavy focus on spirituality. I feel like for everybody, just this year in general, it's like the year of spirituality. So we're going to start with Libra. How does the general message relate to my Libras? 7 circles insects. All right, Libra. Angel number 16. Look that up. See if that resonates with you. So with the circles, money, right? So Libra, I feel like y'all are more so focused on, there's an imbalance. There's an imbalance because if you notice, the insects are on 2 different blades of grass. One is higher up than the other. Libras seek balance in all things, but you may be dealing with some stuff where there is an imbalance, particularly an imbalance in how much time you dedicate to your spirituality, understanding yourself, and what you put out. Right? So you could be putting out more energy that you're getting back. You could be putting out too much energy into other people. Bam, that's it. So you probably are working so hard to make sure everybody else is okay, make sure everybody else's emotions, right? They've healed their childhoods, they got issues, I gotta help this person, blah blah blah, I know what they went through, that you don't even realize that you haven't been pouring that same energy into yourself, right? And that's why there's an imbalance there. So remember, with this new moon, Libra, you are supposed to focus on inward spirituality, healing your own childhood. So your message, Libra, is heal yourself. Heal your damn self first before you try to heal somebody else, right? Because ultimately, you can't pour from an empty glass. Bam! Done. All right, next up, we will do Aquarius. Okay, wow, these 7s. Okay, 7 bamboo tortoise. Angel number 7. Look that up, Aquarius. See if that resonates with you. That's crazy because they had 16 and then they had 7. The Libras. Okay, so with the tortoise, everything moves slowly. And Aquarians typically don't like to move slowly. So there's definitely some impatience coming, right? You're looking at the sky wondering when you gonna get a signal. So Aquarians, y'all are looking for a sign. Y'all looking for signals, like when should I go, when should I move? Because right now you're probably feeling stuck. You on this rock and this is an obstacle. It's big to you, but it's not big to the universe, right? And your path around you is clear. This is just a temporary thing, right? This may even be a situation, Aquarius, that you kind of walked into yourself, right? Because look, everywhere around this tortoise, there's nothing. It's a clear path. But he chose to walk over these rocks, right? Maybe for fun, maybe for an adventure, maybe for learning. But nevertheless, he's stuck on these rocks now. And so now he's looking up for guidance, for assistance, or information. Like, okay, when can I leave this rock? How do I get over this rock? The good news about this is that 7 is a very mystical number. And the fact that this tortoise is looking to the heavens is perfect. Because in the general reading, that's what it said. Be aware and be open to downloads during this new moon and healing yourself spiritually. So your message, your mission, Aquarius, is to look within yourself. Accept the downloads that you're getting. Yes, keep your head up, but also go within to see what in you caused you to walk over those rocks in the first place. How did you get yourself to this position? What about your upbringing, your childhood, your emotional state, your past led you to put yourself in a situation where you would be stuck, in the situation that you're in now, or feeling stuck? Ultimately, you'll get over it. You're not really stuck. It's a situation of your own doing. But just question how. Ask yourself why. What made you do that? What in you wanted that situation? You know what I'm saying? Like, for good or for bad. Last but not least, Gemini. Ooh. Okay, so angel number 36. Look that up, Gemini. See if that resonates with you. Orchid. And the orchid is perfect. It is extravagant. It is beautiful. The orchid is rare, right? They are expensive flowers. You don't see them every day, right? They're not meant for you to see orchids every day. They are unique. They come in, they're very diverse, right? You may be looking at an orchid and not even knowing you're looking at an orchid, or vice versa, right? So the thing about orchids is that they represent reaching for the highest standards in all that you do. Everything that you do, Gemini, you need to be going for the gold, right? Orchids, see, here's the thing about orchids. Some people don't like orchids because they are too high maintenance, right? Orchids, you can't just water an orchid and walk away and, you know, give it this what. No, orchids are very particular. You don't even water orchids. You water them with an ice cube. True story, right? You give them like one ice cube once a week or something like that, right? They have to have specific temperature. They have to have a brightly lit room, but not direct sunlight. So they're very picky, but it's because they're an orchid. They deserve the best. So keep that in mind with you, and when you're digging deep and clearing out all of this baggage and delving into these emotions from your childhood, you deserve the best, Gemini. You deserve it. Keep striving for the highest standards. That's what the universe wants you to know. There's a reason for this. Things that if you think that you shouldn't, it's because it's childhood stuff that you're dealing with. Otherwise, you're supposed to go for the gold. Rise to the occasion, baby. Be difficult. If it is what it is, it's going to be what it's going to be. All right, y'all. Thank you for listening. Have a good week. Peace out.